At midfield, number 9, Thiago Ferrer. At forward, number 14, Bastien Deschamps. At forward, number 19, Pierre Leo. At forward, number 21, Ori Bjornsson. At midfield, number 22, Finley Evans. At center back, number 32, Lucas Marango. At left back, number 36, Don Post. At defender, number 37, Silas Hortkemper. And in goal for the Battling Bishops, number 99, Rafael Farina. The Battling Bishops are coached by Mark Bowen and assisted by Copper Hall. And now, starting for your night, at midfield, number 2, Dallin Miller. At midfield, number 3, Trey Ricker. At forward, number 4, Benjamin Simister. At midfield, number 5, Jackson Dorin. At midfield, number 7, Tanner Donder. At midfield, number 12, Zach Bartholomew. At defense, number 18, Brandon Victory. At midfield, number 27, Jacob Lee. At defense, number 32, Luke Hemingway. At forward, number 34, Gavin Young. And in goal for the Knights, number 1, Trayden Stringham. The Knights are coached by Peyton Pemberton and assisted by Jay Zachariah and Jeffrey Thomas. Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. Thank you, and good luck to both sides.
Vista, Virginia at Southern Virginia University. for today's NCAA Division III men's soccer matchup between North Carolina Wesleyan and your Southern Virginia University Knights. It's a beautiful afternoon for soccer. Great temperatures, quite breezy, but a great day to be in the stands at Knight Stadium and watch this matchup. It'll be another USA South Conference matchup, the third on the year for Southern Virginia. North Carolina Wesleyan, your defending regular season champions of the USA South. And obviously, as we know, Southern Virginia, they're coming in on a red-hot streak, 10 games unbeaten, 7 of those being wins, as they have not looked back here even in USA South Conference play. NC Wesleyan so far 2-0 in conference play, so the Knights will try to disrupt that streak as Gavin Young will get things kicked off here to start the first half of play.
Okay.
Quickly, Luke Hemingway or Brandon Victory rather, will boot that in to NC Wesleyan's zone. A couple of juggles before Jacob Lee is back on it, and now it's Trey Ricker. Trey Ricker playing a key part on the wing for the Knights. This is Gavin Young back in control. I think the flag does go up, though. It'll be offside on Gavin Young, so a free kick for NC Wesleyan. A lot of improvement from this group of Peyton Pemberton, who's in his 3rd year coaching the Knights. And he talked before the game that a lot of their success is due to what they learned from last year and the momentum they took from the end of last year when they won 2 straight games to clinch a berth in the conference tournament. And they fed off of that energy and offensive momentum that they built last year to turn in a 10-game unbeaten streak, the longest in program history, certainly since the Knights joined the NCAA, and also under the reins of Coach Peyton Pemberton. This is NC Wesleyan in control. We'll go near side of the field. Jackson Gordon's to try to disrupt that. Now it's Jacob Lee being pursued. He goes down, and a penalty will be called on NC Wesleyan. This one cleared all the way back down to Traden Stringham. Out to the near side for Jacob Lee. Trey Ricker will throw in, looking for Gavin Young downfield. In the area, though, is Don Post. He's able to help NC Wesleyan get rid of it and look for a clear. Far side it goes for Bastien Deschamps. That one's broken up by Tanner Goner, the senior from Delta, Utah. Handing off for his defensive partner, Luke Hemingway. Both of them have been a key part of this defensive group for Southern Virginia, playing all of the minutes in the important games for the Knights so far this year. Knights, of course, coming off of a 3-1 conference victory against Greensboro, their first conference victory on the year. The other one resulted in a tie. And now it's Trey Ricker on the near side. He's going to loft that high up, looking for Ben Semister. He almost makes contact with the keeper. So a good rush made by Ben Semister, who is red hot for the Knights. He's got 9 goals on the year. A lot of those coming in the last few games, handful of games. But that's the keeper, Rafael Farinha, making a good play to settle things down for the Battling Bishops. One notable absence for the Knights is Eamon Lewis, a very important part of the Knights' attack with quite a few goals in the year so far. But they'll look to players like Ben Semister and Gavin Young to step up and contribute more in his absence. Tanner Dalton has also been vaulted into the starting lineup. brings a lot of senior leadership and has scored a couple of goals this year as well. Trey Ricker trying to make a tackle. He will to force it out of bounds. And a throw in for the Battling Bishops. This one's cleared into the box. It goes, looking for a bicycle almost, but I think that was Zach Bartholomew in the vicinity. Now Tanner Gonder after it, after the cleared by the Knights. So pretty quick pace to this one. Jackson Gordon takes a tackle from behind from number 21, Bjordsson. This is Brandon Victory now on the near side. He'll poke it ahead for Ben Simister. And the Knights opt to go cross field over the head of Tanner Gonder. But it's taken back. Dallin Miller pokes it towards the goal. And Fadina is able to pick it up safely and slide it to his defender. Battling Bishops in control. It almost went out of bounds, but they keep it in there, but then forced out by a Knight defender. It'll be a throw-in. Zach Bartholomew poking it towards the middle for Jacob Lee. He'll settle things down a little bit too far for Tanner Gonder. He's going to have to recover, then turn back towards the Bishops' territory. Trouble brewing for the Knights as Jacob Dallin Miller now turns it over. Gives a shove to a Battling Bishop attacker, but eventually taken back by Miller, and Trey Ricker will try to settle things down for the Knights. It goes off the head of Leo, and it'll be a throw for the Knights as Dallin Miller is back with it. Knights trying to avenge a 6-2 loss at the hands of NC Wesleyan last fall. Trying to show that they are a new and improved team and try to extend this 10-game unbeaten streak. Good tackle made at the line by Zach Bartholomew. It stays inbounds. Flag does not go up. And as Gavin Young tries to tap it towards Tanner Gonder, looks like the Knights might lose it, but a good tackle made by Jacob Lee. Looking ahead to Gavin Young, but the Bishops take it right back. Middle of the field, that's Jackson Gorns, gets a tackle from behind and he'll lose it. Ben Simister able to win a battle in the middle of the field. He'll set up Trey Ricker on the near side. He'll look back towards the middle for Simister. A nice cut to get some space, but he's going to lose it again to another Bishop defender. And they are back on the attack. Big contact there with Luke Hemingway and Tiago Feller. As Feller ends up going down, but it's a free kick for Battling Bishops, and they'll reset things back in the middle of the field. Brandon Victory's going to try and shield it, but a good play defensively by NC Wesleyan to put some pressure on Victory, and that'll force a throw-in for the Knights deep in their own territory. Was a Luarn given chase as this throw goes over the head of Simister and back in the possession of the Battling Bishops. As Morongo's going off the leg of his teammate and captain Carson Evans. Evans, a junior out of Raleigh, North Carolina, inherited high school. As Battling Bishops on the attack, they're going to go near side. The flag looks like it went up, and that'll be a free kick, or a goal kick rather, for the Knights. It's Bjornsson looking straight ahead at Traden Stringham, thinking to apply some pressure, but eventually backs off, and Stringham will boot this one far side, looking for Zach Bartholomew. He's going to send a through ball for Tanner Gonder, too far for him, and the Bishops will let this one roll back towards the line where their keeper, Farina, can take control, and back the other way go the Bishops. It's Carson Evans tapping it back to his defender. It's Madongos back with it. They'll go back across the field. They'll survey and send it far side right in front of the Knight bench. Little give and go with Carson Evans. Really nice passing there by the battling Bishops. They'll go into the box, now towards the line. Deflected into the net, it goes. But the flag does go up. It'll be no goal for NC Wesleyan. I think it went out of bounds just barely right by the left post. And so that will result in a goal kick. It was a very close call, but the judge right there on the line able to make the call. And it will stay 0-0. But regardless, a beautiful set of passes by the battling Bishops, starting with Carson Evans in the middle. Was able to free up some space for their attackers as they are now with it again. Really nice move around Luke Hemingway into the box. It goes, and this one goes in for the battling Bishops to make it 1-0. Shaking off the no goal call just a minute ago. And what a strike by Leluan to make it 1-0 in the early going for NC Wesleyan. The last opportunity that almost resulted in a goal looked like a set play. This one just a great play and steal by Leluan to get free and get it past Traden Stringham on the left far side by the post. So just over 10 minutes gone in this one, as there's been lots of speed, lots of action early on, and NC Wesleyan has taken a 1-0 lead, making no mistake on that strike. And there's not too many times where you see a defender for the Knights like Luke Hemingway get beat, but just a very skilled play by Leluan. And the Knights are going to have to find a way to crawl back into this one, as Jackson Gorent will reset for Luke Hemingway and get it back. He's going to loft it high up, looking for Gonder, and now Gavin Young in pursuit. The keeper, Farina, is going to come out and smartly grab that one and roll that to the far side for his defender. It's Madongos again. He'll circle around. Look for an open teammate. It's Carson Evans in the middle, junior captain. And they'll cut back to the middle of the field, as Tanner Gonder now applies pressure, as well as Gavin Young. Lots of good crisp ball movement by NC Wesleyan, allowing their defenders and midfielders to get some space and set up their attack. This time Madongos will opt back for Farina. Some more short passes in the middle of the field, then they'll switch fields and go far side. That was number 22, Finley Evans, who sent it back over. So good possession time right now by the battling Bishops to keep the Knights chasing. Not give them any opportunity to attack themselves. It's up high. Carson Evans will head that one back towards Jacob Lee. Didn't get all of it, and back in the possession of the battling Bishops. Madongos again. Now Evans. As these short passes continue to create lots of space, lofted high up there. Traden Stringham going to come out to grab that before number 19, Pierre Leo, can make contact with it. Now Ben Sinister, lots of speed on the left wing. He'll opt back for Dallin Miller. Evades a tackle, still with it. Now it's Sinister cutting to the middle. Ben Simister, nice through ball for Tanner Gonder. Flag stays down in the middle of the box. Now Gavin Young a whack at it. Still loose in outside the box. Now he sends it back into the middle. Jacob Lee tries to get ahead to it. Ben Simister thought about the volley, but opts to let it go back to his defense, and they will reset. A really nice ball movement by the Knights once they got it back from NC Wesleyan, and it created a golden scoring opportunity for Tanner Gonder. This one high up in the air for Trey Ricker. He'll volley that one for Dallin Miller. Still battling for it. Trey Miller keeps in looking for Gavin Young. He's going to lose the race from Morongos until Fadina can clear that one back out towards midfield. Last line of defense, Brandon Victory there to clear it out of harm's way. Jacob Lee's going to lose it. And he's going to tug out the jersey of number 9, Tiago Falair. And that'll be a penalty called on Jacob Lee. So it's going to deflect out of bounds. A turnover by NC Wesleyan, and this is Zach Bartholomew to take the throw in for the Knights. Both teams coming off victories. It was the Knights taking down Greensboro College 3-1 just a few days ago. And then NC Wesleyan coming off of a 2-1 victory over William Peace on Wednesday to advance their record in the USA South to 2-1. Both victories for the Battling Bishops came in 2-1 victories. First against Pfeiffer, then William Peace. That's Madongo's back with it. He'll cross field. All the way over near the benches is Flair with it. Tiago Flair, their leading goal scorer with 5 on the year in 11 games played and 6 appearances starting the match. Good ball movement again to evade the defensive pressure from the Knights. Far side it goes again. This is the danger territory for the Knights, but this give and go pass goes a little bit too far past the attacker. It'll be a goal kick for Trayden Stringham as the Knights nicely evade any scoring opportunity there. Beautiful temperatures, but lots of wind here at Knights Stadium. Doesn't seem to be affecting the action too much, though, as lots of speed and skill has been on display in the early going. Hemingway puts it on a tee for Zach Bartholomew. Jacob Lee tipping it ahead, looking for Tanner Gonder in pursuit, but they're going to let Rafael Farina get to it first, and he will settle things down. Farina, the junior goalkeeper from Montevideo, Uruguay. He started all 11 matches for NC Wesleyan to date. 48 saves on the year. Knights are going to win possession of this one with Trey Ricker on the near side. He's looking for Gavin Young in the middle. It's going to take a bounce. Bishop's able to get to it first and then keep it from going out of bounds. Nice couple of passes to free up some space. But then Dallin Miller nicely comes in to steal it, but it's going to be too far in front of him. A goal kick for the Battling Bishops. And speaking of goal scorers, we mentioned Ben Simister leads the Knights with 9 goals on the year in just 8 appearances, so he's averaging over a goal per game, with 16 shots on goal to add to that. Of course, we mentioned Ammon Lewis, who is not available for this game, with 6 on the year, and then Gavin Young putting in 4 of his own, and a slew of Knights adding to that with goals, including Tanner Gonder, Zach Bartholomew, Brandon Victory getting in there, as well as a few others. So no shortage of offense for the Knights so far this year. But they're facing an NC Wesleyan roster filled with talent, as you can see on the opening goal from number 7, that was Aleo Laluan. This is Filaire trying to get it towards the middle of the box. He does, but it's cleared out by Zach Bartholomew out of bounds. A throw-in. Pierre Leo will take this. Roll out of bounds as NC Wesleyan loses possession, and a goal kick for Trayden Stringham, the freshman keeper. Coach Peyton Pemberton talked about him coming in nicely as a freshman and able to shoulder the load of keeper for a very well-balanced Knights squad. Ben Simister going after this one. He keeps it in. Faces pressure from Pierre Leo, but he'll keep it away from him and reset for Brandon Victory. This one's set up for Jacob Lee in the middle. Nice move to stay away from the Bishop defender, but Jackson Gorn is going to lose it to number 21, Ora Bjornsson. And Carson Evans will take control for NC Wesleyan. The all-time history between these two programs is fairly short, just 2 games played between the two of them. Obviously, we mentioned last year it ended up in a 6-2 victory for NC Wesleyan, and then the fall before that in 2021 resulted in a 4-1 victory again for NC Wesleyan. So the Knights still looking for their first ever victory against the battling Bishops, as there's a steal made by Jackson Gorge and Dallin Miller. Gorge is taken down, so a free kick will result for the Knights. Luke Hemingway opts to go quick for Trey Ricker on the near side. That one goes off, out of bounds off of Morongos, and Trey Ricker will throw it in. Good job by Simister to protect, then goes through the legs of Layson. Good moves by Trey Ricker into the outside of the box. And it does not look like there'll be a penalty inside of it. Knights looking for the call. They're not going to get it, as a lot of people protesting it, but the ref seems very adamant on the call, and that will be a corner for Trey Ricker and Southern Virginia. A lot of skill though or throw-in rather, a lot of skill from Trey Ricker to find his way around a couple defenders. This is Dallin Miller now. He's looking for Jacob Lee in the middle. It's stolen by Filaire, and he'll clear it right back to Ricker. More contact this time from Ben Simister. Good job of the Knights to apply pressure in the territory of NC Wesleyan, not allowing any easy clearances. And we will reset back in the Knights territory with Brandon Victory, and he'll set up his keeper, Trayden Stringham. This is now Stringham's 11th start on the season. He's made 53 saves in total. Made his first penalty kick stop against Brevard in that stalemate just a few days ago in the first game in USA South Conference play. A run being made by Ben Simister. He got some space, and Gavin Young in the middle. He'll pull up, go back towards the middle. Good tackle made by NC Wesleyan. Simister still with it, then finally loses it. And it'll be back in the possession of Leluarn. And the Battling Bishops stave off that attack. So Simister, certainly the guy you want with the ball in his possession to make something happen, because not only is he a great striker, he's been known to make a lot of plays out of nothing for the Knights. Knights are going to regain possession with Dallin Miller. Nice moves to get around. And he's taken down. There will be a call made on the play. And the Knights will get a free kick about 35 yards outside the Bishop's net. I think they made the call on number 37, Silas Hartkamper. Looks like Miller's lining up to take this free kick himself. He's going to go towards the goal. It's going to be a bit too high over the crossbar. And a goal kick now for the Bishops. Good steal by Dallin Miller. Good anticipation, but he leads Jacob Lee too far. And that was Silas Hartkamper again in the vicinity to make a good defensive play for NC Wesleyan. Good trap by Zach Bartholomew to keep it in bounds, as well by Tanner Gonder. But nonetheless, the Bishops will take control, looking for a through ball. Good play by Hemingway to clear it out of bounds. Throw-in was rejected by the Bishop, and a battle for possession ensues. Nice move by Hemingway to get around Leluarn. And they'll slow things down and reset their offense. Good steal again by Dallin Miller in the middle of the field. He's going to loft it up high, looking for a bounce to Tanner Gonder. But a good play by, again, Hartkamper to head it back to his keeper, Farina. And he will softly roll it to Marangos. And now Carson Evans in control. Thirteen different goal scorers on the year for the Knights. Certainly a bright spot. Many of those obviously coming in that monster victory against Gallaudet University just a week and a half ago or so. The Knights were able to win that one 10-2. Everybody getting in on the action that afternoon, but their goal scoring has continued. Able to convert on 3 opportunities against Greensboro to win that one 3-1. 2 goals coming in the second half. That play is broken up by Luke Hemingway. And it'll sail out of bounds, a throw-in for Bartholomew. Another good defensive play by the Knights. It's Trey Ricker on the near side being pursued by Leluarn. Jacob Lee, a tap to Simister on the near side again. Cut back towards the middle, taken down, and the ref says play on. He got all ball on that one. Good steal again by Ricker. Good anticipation by the defenders of the Knights, but Gorringe's pass goes too far for Jacob Lee. He wanted it on the ground, but it's lofted high and out of bounds for a goal kick for Rafael Farina. As we have this goal kick take place, the Knights Athletic Department wants to thank the following sponsors for their continued support of Knights Athletics. Those sponsors are Cornerstone Bank, Mill Creek Orthodontics, River Crossing Apartments, Straws Drinks and Eats, Grace Automotive, where SVU students and staff can receive 10% off their vehicle maintenance needs. Also Papa John's Pizza, locally owned and operated. Vinyl Cuts, The Beeve, Katana Sushi, and Hibachi Express. And if you would like to partner with Knights Athletics to promote your business to the Knight Nation, please contact Brett Schroeder at 801-633-1894. That's 801-633-1894. Now the Bishops back on the attack. Spent a lot of time back in their own territory for the last 10 minutes or so, as they haven't seen too much of offensive explosion since those two early opportunities that resulted in a goal for number 7, Leo Leluan. Steal by the Knights. It's Tanner Gonder settling it down. He'll opt towards the middle for Jackson Gorns, being pursued by number 21, Ori Bjornsson. That'll go out, and the Knights will retain possession. Just under 16 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Luke Hemingway will get set to take this free kick. He'll opt it to the near side for Trey Ricker. Nicely traps that one out of harm's way. Nice move to get around a couple of defenders, but it does eventually roll the Bishops' way, and this is Filaire in control. So a couple of ill-advised passes here in the last few minutes by NC Wesleyan has allowed players like Dallin Miller and Trey Ricker to come up with big steals that create offensive opportunities for the Knights, so they'll look to take advantage of that. That was Jacob Lee letting it go for Tanner Gonder, but it's stolen by number 36, Don Post. Here come the Bishops on the attack. They're looking for Filaire, their leading goal scorer, but he ran out of juice, and it'll roll out of bounds, a goal kick for Traden Stringham. Battle towards the sideline. It goes out of bounds last off of Bartholomew, and the Bishop will throw in. That's number 31. Cordon from Wake Forest, North Carolina, the junior. He's been subbed in for the battling Bishops. Don Post sent it a little bit too far for Morongos, and Ben Simmons drops go quick, looking for Gavin Young down the near side. He'll trap it, pursued by two defenders. Morongos gets there first, then almost stolen off the ref it goes, and he'll blow it dead. And I think we'll resume play just with a free kick for the battling Bishops. Looks like on the sideline near the bench, the Knights are getting set for a couple of substitutions. Can't quite make out who that is coming in, but we'll let you know once they do make that substitution. Bishops, of course, already making one substitution. That was Cordon coming in from the junior from Wake Forest. Jackson Gorns dangerously opts to turn almost right into Filaire. But fortunately, Luke Hemingway was there to grab control, but he'll lose it as well. And finally, Gorns will send it back for Stringham, who lofts it high up in the air, where it goes towards number 19, Pierre Leo, and he'll just throw it in. So since those two opportunities in the early going that resulted in a goal for NC Wesleyan, some pretty good play from Southern Virginia to prevent any further attack from occurring, and have developed a couple of opportunities offensively of their own. So they'll look to continue that here in the last 12 minutes. Coach Peyton Pemberton mentioned before the game that he doesn't want to change too much just because it's a strong opponent. They'll opt to play their game as they have been, which of course has resulted in many, many wins and a 10-game unbeaten streak, as Cordon has it in the middle of the field, and he'll opt to the far side where number 14, Bastion Deschamps, has it. Good steal again by Dallin Miller. He's about 3 steals in this first half. Makes a defender fall, and that's booted out of bounds off of Dallin Miller. It'll be a throw-in for NC Wesleyan. Jacob Lee, a nice move to get around a couple of defenders, including Falaire. They're going to go for Tanner Gonder on the far side. He's got a little bit of space, pursued by Carson Evans. Now a chance for Ben Simister cutting down the middle, and it's smartly just cleared out by number 36, Don Post of the Bishops. It'll be a corner, the second corner on the day for Southern Virginia, and these subs will now come in. You see Aaron Arenas coming in for Tanner Gonder. And looks like that's Jacob Cornejo coming in for Gavin Young. So a couple of changes being made up front for the Knights as Trey Ricker will approach this corner kick. And I misspoke. I think this is their first corner on the afternoon. As a lot of guys lined up inside the box. It goes up high. Contact made by Brandon Victor, but too high over the crossbar. A goal kick ensues. Carson Evans slows things down for the Bishops, and it's back for Morangos.
That is the sound of a good boss right there.
Cordon opts for his teammate on the far side. He'll get it back, the junior from Wake Forest. They'll just pay a little bit of catch on the back line there, the back three, and try to make a play into the attacking zone, but it's way over the head of, I think that was Carson Evans in the area, but way too far for him. And Luke Hemingway having a little bit of difficulty getting around an attacker of NC Wesleyan. Ben Simister making a run out of it. The keeper, Fadina, is going to come out and just boot it out of bounds smartly, as Aaron Arenas wants to go quickly as Fadina has to get back in the cage. Jackson Gorns now with it. They'll switch fields for Brandon Victory, going through to Jacob Cornejo. Nice moves to get around a couple of guys and keep it in bounds. Trey Ricker tries to back heel it back to Brandon Victory, but doesn't work. And the Battling Bishops back on the attack. Lots of contact. That's Dallin Miller taking Carson Evans down. And a penalty results, a free kick about 50 yards out for NC Wesleyan. Carson Evans able to get back on his feet under his own power. Looks to be okay, thankfully. And we will play on with a free kick for the Battling Bishops.
Okay, that works.
Still there on the far sideline, now back towards the Knight logo. Don Post sets up Morangos. A little bit too far for Leluarn. And the Knights looking for that to deflect off of Leluarn, but they won't get it. Thrown back in by the Bishops. A nice backheel pass looking for Leluarn in the middle of the field, but a good clear made. I think that was Trey Ricker there. Ricker wanted to send that one back off of Cordon, but he couldn't. And see Wesleyan still in possession. Carson Evans circling with it. Now it's Cordon in the middle. He'll fake it in front of Simister and then go back on the attack. Here's an opportunity brewing for NC Wesleyan on the far side, near the sideline. Back towards the middle, header on goal, or not on goal rather. It goes way wide, didn't get all of it. Then that one deflects off of, I think, Thomas McPoyle. And that will be the first corner on the day for NC Wesleyan. Thomas McPoyle also coming in as a sub late in this first half, but also has many games as a starter in his belt. Shot on goal, it's rejected by a Knight defender who was just in the vicinity to get a leg on that one. So another dangerous opportunity on the attack for NC Wesleyan. Post with it. Marangos, we've mentioned his name a lot. Marangos is from Almagro, Argentina. That one gets deflected towards the sideline by Victory. Still in control, lots of nice moves until Victory able to poke it away. And the Knights look to retain possession. But Leluarn, a great play to get it back for the Bishops, and they will reset just on top of the Knights logo. Marangos again. Slowly but surely the Bishops trying to advance the ball into Knights territory, but a good job playing stingy defense by NC Wesleyan. This time it gets in the middle, a strike that goes off of Brandon Victory. Still loose, then finally Luke Hemingway will clear that out of harm's way towards Ben Simister, who can't get it. There's Marangos again. He's going to go cross field for Silas Hartkamper. So Leluarn with it again. 3 Knights pressuring him, 4R. And a good seal by McPoyle to grab that from Cordon. He wants to lead Aaron Arenas, who was just getting back up in the play. He does not get there in time, and the Bishops steal it back. Penalty, it looked like there on McPoyle. He took out the legs from under Carson Evans, who has been in the middle of a lot of physical play in this first half. The junior captain for the Bishops from Raleigh, North Carolina. So just 2 games into conference play this season. Both these teams sporting the 2 best records so far. NC Wesleyan at 2-0 in conference play. A lead pass for Leluarn. He's got a man breaking down the middle, but it's going to be too far for him. Just past his outstretched leg, and he couldn't get there in time. It's a corner kick, or a goal kick rather, for Traded Stringham. As I was mentioning, NC Wesleyan with a 2-0 record in conference play. So despite that 4-5-2 overall record, they certainly can be a much better team than is advertised by that overall record. And while they're 2-0, Southern Virginia with a win and 1 tie on the young conference season so far at 1-0-1. A win here for Southern Virginia would flip those 2 places, and Southern Virginia would gain first place in the conference standings as of tonight. But a tie or loss for Southern Virginia, NC Wesleyan will retain control of first place. Fast break going down the far side for the battling Bishops, now crossed in for Leluarn. He'll opt back for Cordon, who heads it to himself, rather to Pierre Leo. Good steal, good anticipation again by Dallin Miller on the rush. He's gonna try and lead Ben Simister. It's a little bit behind him. In his legs it goes, and now Cornejo feeds Aaron Arenas. He'll pull up and poke it to the middle for Miller. He's going to pull back up and find Jacob Cornejo. He'll take a shot towards the goal, right into the hands of Rafael Farina. And he'll get that save registered for him and start things back out for the Bishops. Just 1:15 remaining in the first half of play. Battling Bishops lead Southern Virginia 1-0 in the first half of this one, off of a series of beautiful passes and then a great steal by Leo Leluarn to make it 1-0. Bishops trying to get one more attack going before half. That's disrupted by Jackson Gorringe, who's played all 45 of this first half. That pass almost deflects into Leluarn dangerously. Treyricker, a nifty move to avoid a defender. And then McPoyle pokes it back for Brandon Victory. Nice play by Bartholomew to get it over a defender. Lots of contact between Gorringe and number 9, Thiago Faller. Eventually, number 32, Morangos, loses his footing. And it'll be a free kick for Pierre Leo. And it's going to be too low into the body of Victory, as Dallin Miller will make one final clear in the waning seconds of the first half, as both teams go to the half. A lot of skill, a lot of offensive explosion on both of these teams. So we should be in for a very exciting second half. And so we will take just a very short break and be back for the second half of play here at Knight Stadium in Buena Vista, Virginia in about 15 minutes.
Slurps, everything, lightsabers, and then
Don't
And welcome back everyone to the second half of play in today's USA South Conference men's soccer matchup between the battling Bishops of North Carolina Wesleyan and your Knights of Southern Virginia. NC Wesleyan will kick off to get things started, and just to recap briefly the first half of play, a lot of offensive action and a lot of skill on display. And NC Wesleyan was off to the races 1-0 in the first 10 minutes due to a great individual effort off of a steal and then a drive right to the box by number 7 rather, Leo Leluarn. The Knights were able to counter quite nicely as we have an injured Bishop on the ground. I think that's Pierre Leo, but it looks like he's getting back up to his feet just fine. But the Knights did battle back nicely with a couple of great chances, including one from Gavin Young. Both teams able to register 2 shots. Both teams also able to register 1 shot on goal. And of course the difference being Leluarn's shot went into the goal and Gavin Young's did not. So 1-0 game. Still very much up for grabs for either team. Obviously, NC Wesleyan in the driver's seat with that 1-0 lead. This is Tradem Stringham going to the near side for Bartholomew. It was tough to handle, but a good trap nonetheless. It'll stay on the ground and a steal by NC Wesleyan, but Bartholomew able to clean it up and he'll look for a clear. Jacob Cornejo subbed in during the first half, will remain on the field to start of the second half. Now Tanner Gonder back in. He was subbed out, but back in to start the second half of play. This is Zach Bartholomew on the throw-in. Couple of goals on the year for him. He's going to try and clear it towards Gavin Young in the middle, but it's broken up by the Bishops, and they are back on the attack. Through ball looking for Leluarn, but it's too far for him. Out of bounds, a throw-in. Cornejo able to trap it and send it back for Brandon Victory. Him and Luke Hemingway have seen, they saw all 45 in the first half of play. We'll expect that not to change in the second, as they've been an important part defensively all season long for Southern Virginia. Back for Marangos. He's going to go across the field looking for number 37, Silas Hartkamper. He'll slow it down and get it back from Leluarn. It's Bastien Deschamps getting it back to his defense. Now Jacob Lee poking ahead. It's Gavin Young. The flag will go up, and offside is Gavin Young, as he's a little frustrated with that one, and will flip it back towards the goal. It's a goal kick for Rafael Farina. Farina looking for his first clean sheet in conference play. As you mentioned, their 2 previous games to start conference play were 2-1 victories. Luke Hemingway pokes this one to Tanner Gonder, but a tough giveaway to Leluarn. This is Bastien Deschamps cutting back towards the middle in front of Gonder. He'll chip it into the box, but no one in the vicinity they were looking for. That was number 45, Osei Darko, who has been subbed in to start this second half. Osei has started in a couple of matches, appeared in 10 on the year, and has been able to contribute a goal so far this year. It's back for Cordon. He was subbed in during the first half, remains on the field to start the second half. He's a junior from Wake Forest. Cross field it goes for Hartkamper. Carson Evans gave it away to Gavin Young. He's looking for some space. He's got Tanner Gonder cutting down the near side. He'll opt to the far side looking for McPoyle. He's got a step on the D. He'll pull up and smartly send it off of Pierre Leo for a corner in favor of Southern Virginia. So tough giveaway by Carson Evans, the junior captain from Raleigh, North Carolina. Might have thought that Gavin Young out of the corner of his eye was one of his teammates. And this will create a scoring opportunity in the first 5 minutes of this half. Gorringe will line up and send it into the box. It goes near Gonder's feet. It's loose. And covering it up is Rafael Farina, as it looked like it was right at the feet of either Tanner Gonder or Luke Hemingway, until Farina was able to smother it and slow things down, as he was a little bit slow to get up. He had to go to the turf to grab that one. And it'll be his goal kick. He'll just opt to roll it to Hartkamper. Hartkamper is a freshman from Germany. It's going to be a turnover back to Thomas McPoyle. He was looking for Gavin Young on that play, who applies good defensive pressure but then goes down and loses it. Battle for possession in the middle of the field. Now it's Carson Evans. He'll go cross field for Bastien Deschamps. Deschamps, a junior from France. A lot of representation from those countries in Europe for NC Wesleyan. Jacob Lee tries to make a move around Pierre Leo. Both go down without the ball. And it looks like the penalty will go in favor of NC Wesleyan. Jacob Lee called for the penalty. Near side for Deschamps. That one goes through Carson Evans. It's loose behind Deschamps, but he is able to get back in time and grab that one before any Knight does. Tanner Gonder boots that one off of Deschamps, and it's a throw-in for Zach Bartholomew and the Knights, but Tanner Gonder gives it right back up to Carson Evans. Good job by Brandon Vickery to step in there. Good play by Gorringe. He's going to get a through ball. Gorringe is going to take a step in on the keeper, but a good stand-up save calmly by Rafael Farina, the junior goalkeeper from Uruguay, as he really did not have too much of a problem with that one, as Gorringe came in with lots of speed but didn't want to lose possession of the ball, so it kind of slowed his momentum and made for quite the easy stop for Farina. Bishop's playing a little bit of catch with Cordon and Deschamps in the middle of the field. Eventually it's stolen. That's Tanner Gonder trying to make his way around Carson Evans, but a good play defensively to come back was number 15, Evan Vasanti. He's a sophomore from Paris, France. Stolen back by the Bishops. Osei Darko is the one that Created the opportunity. He'll get it back and send it into the post past Traden Stringham. And that'll make it 2-0 in favor of the Battling Bishops. Osei Darko coming in to start the second half and records his second goal on the year, as he was the one who created the play and then finished it after making a nice steal about 30 yards outside the Knights' net. And so Coach Peyton Pemberton's troops are going to try and rally and find a way back into this thing. Still plenty of time, around 35 minutes remaining in the second half. And the difference so far has been NC Wesleyan taking advantage of a couple of turnovers by the Knights. There haven't been too many mistakes from Southern Virginia, but the ones they've made have resulted in very dangerous opportunities, if not goals, for the Battling Bishops. Bastien Deschamps is going to get this one. Full steam ahead, cutting back towards the middle. Looking cross field, but it hits Trey Ricker. Looking for a handball, they'll get it. As Ricker tried to trap that one, but it went off his boot and then his the bottom of his arm. And so that'll create a free kick just 25 yards outside Traden Stringham, who's standing right by the right post on the goal line. As lining up to take it is Aleo Leluarn. He scored the first goal on the afternoon for the Bishops. He's going to try to make it two. He's lined up with Osei Darko, who was the second goal scorer, so both goal scorers lining up for this one. Darko's going to take it. Big strike towards the right side of the goal, and it goes in to make it 3-0 NC Wesleyan. Darko, a big, strong guy, just booted that one right past the Southern Virginia wall. And Traden Stringham not able to react in time to get to that one on the right post. You could see him standing there before the shot was taken, but I think he wasn't expecting the ball to get past the wall so easily. So a bit of a miscalculation or miscommunication on that one. Results in the third goal on the year, second on the day for Osei Darko, the junior from Sweden. So just a minute later, the Knights really going to have to rally to find their way back in this one. Darko applying pressure to Brandon Victory. He's going to skip back towards Traden Stringham. And he'll find Trey Ricker on the far side. That one goes out of bounds, last touched by Jacob Lee. As the Knights are going to have a couple of subs come in, it looks like we'll see Ben Simister come back in place of Trey Ricker. Or no, that's Thomas McPoyle who's going off. And Ben Simister will take his place. Also Jacob Cornejo and Zach Bartholomew coming off. This is Luke Hemingway back in control. He'll loft it up high looking for Tanner Gonder. Tough trap made, and also Callum Mule is back in. We haven't seen him at all today. He's typically a mainstay on that back win for the Knights, as Darko makes another nice play to get around Luke Hemingway. Again, a big, strong player Osei Darko is, as he was able to fend off Luke Hemingway and create another scoring opportunity for the Battling Bishops. So after that second goal of the half to make it 3-0, Coach Peyton Pemberton going a little bit deeper into his bench to Seek out Callum Mule, who's been a very effective player for the Knights this year. Also Ben Simister coming back in for Southern Virginia. And we can see Dallin Miller giving chase on that one, but that'll easily be stopped by Rafael Farina, and he'll slow things down. Nicely kept in there by Pierre Leo. Then a good steal made by Ben Simister. Gives a shoulder check to the defender. Making his way towards the box. Gavin Young's got a step, but it rolls off of his foot, out of bounds. A goal kick for Rafael Farina. So a good burst of speed from Benjamin Simister. But Gavin Young not quite able to handle his pass, which could have had him in alone with the keeper on the left side. But instead, NC Wesleyan back in control, still leading 3-0. Carson Evans looking for a give and go. Almost goes into the feet of Jacob Lee. But that eventually rolls out, back in control of Southern Virginia and Callum Mule. Callum, a junior defender from Midvale, Utah, out of Hillcrest High School. They'll find Trey Ricker on the far side. He'll immediately boot it back towards the middle for Gavin Young. He loses his footing. Jacob Lee, though, takes control. Not a ton of room in the middle of the field, right above the box for Southern Virginia. Good job by the defenders of NC Wesleyan. Osei Darko trying to make a move around Jackson Gorange, but a good play by Jackson disrupts that. Looks like there could have been a pull on Jackson Gorange that they got away with, but the ref says play on. Here on the near side come the battling Bishops. Nice play around Gorange, but the foul will be called, as Jackson might be going back to the official to ask him about that previous tug given from, I think that was number 15 of NC Wesleyan, Avon Vasanti. Vasanti, a sophomore from Paris, France, and they'll get a free kick inside 10 yards from the goal line, but to the near side. Tatum Stringham directing traffic with Tanner Gonder and Callum Mule playing the box. In the box it goes, deflected, and it'll be wide of the left post, and a corner will result from that free kick. So good job by the defenders of Southern Virginia to punch it out. They're going to opt short for Deschamps, catching Southern Virginia off guard and cleared into the box. It goes up high. Brandon Victory able to clear. Got about 5 Knights trying to break out with the ball, but before Simister can get to it, that'll be booted out of harm's way by number 31 Cordon. That one is sent towards the goal, wide of the left post. A goal kick for Traden Stringham. Looks like Leluon got clipped on that shot. Was a little bit slow getting up, but he is back on his feet. As the Knights having a little bit of difficulty getting back out of their own territory, as the attackers of NC Wesleyan are starting to apply more pressure. Obviously not opting to just sit back and relax and letting the game come to them, but taking the game themselves. We can see number 24 of NC Wesleyan, the junior from Italy, Alessandro Rangoni, and they're on defense. Just subbed in a couple of minutes ago. They're trying to go for Hartkamper on the near side, but that was intercepted by Callum Mule, and falling to the ground is Carson Evans, but a foul called on Gavin Young. Knights players disagree with that one, but the free kick will go to NC Wesleyan. Pretty crisp passing from NC Wesleyan. A shot towards the goal. Didn't have a lot of juice on it. And it goes wide of the left post, and Trayden Stringham will opt to go quickly and try to get this goal kick going. Goes short to Hemingway. So Knights trail 3-0. Almost midway through the second half of play after 2 quick goals from Osei Darko, who was subbed in to start the second half. Didn't see any action the first half, and has doubled his goal total on the year with 2 goals this year. To make it 3 on the year for Darko. Trey Ricker throws that one in quickly. Jacob Lee cannot get to it in time before Marangos sends it back towards Pierre Leo out of bounds. Another throw in for the Battling Bishops. I think there was a correction in possession there. It will be a throw in for the Knights right in front of Coach Peyton Pemberton. He wants them to go quickly. Now it's Gavin Young on it. 3rd on the team in goals this year. And surely the Knights are going to try and get something going with Tanner Gonder here on the near side. He will be offside though, and a free kick will result for NC Wesleyan. But you definitely want to try and get Ben Semister, the Rookie of the Week last year in the USA South, after that 2-0-1 stretch from the Knights. And 2 of those games being conference games. He had 3 goals to keep their undefeated streak alive. That, of course, is in jeopardy right now, but certainly they want to get him involved if they're going to cut into this 3-0 lead. Dallin Miller applying pressure. And Luke Hemingway will reset. In pursuit is Leluan. And so Stringham has to get rid of it quickly. And they'll reset yet again for Trayden Stringham. Leluan was offside. That's why he opted not to touch it. And back in control is Luke Hemingway. Hemingway, of course, the sophomore from Cheney, Washington. Does have a goal on the year. That was all the way back in non-conference play. And of course, he and others on his team would certainly love to add to that. There's a steal again. Looking for it is Trayden Stringham. He does poke it out nicely before. That's again Leo Leluan, who's been all over the place, the sophomore from France. Wreaking havoc for Knight defenders. And he almost caused another big problem for Southern Virginia on that one, but Trayden Stringham luckily came out to poke that one out of bounds. And a throw in now for NC Wesleyan. They will, of course, take their time. Well, just under 24 minutes remaining in the second half. There's an open opportunity towards the goal left of the post. They were looking for Falaire. Oh, that's not number 9, that's number 5 actually. That's Tommaso Ilario. He's a senior from Valenza, Italy. Knights again having trouble getting out of their own end. It's Jackson Gordon's tipping it ahead and nicely trapped by Callum Mule, but it goes out of bounds. And a throw in for the Battling Bishops. Wind still blowing pretty hard here at Knight Stadium as we make our way into the early evening. Good temperatures, but the wind makes it a little bit chilly to watch live outside, but still plenty of Knights in attendance to watch this conference matchup, the third on the year for Southern Virginia. Tanner Gonder looking for Gavin Young. He's got a runner through the middle. He'll try and get it to him. It's Ben Simister with opportunity. What a save by Fadina. As Ben Simister was met by one defender and the keeper Fadina, that were able to reject that glorious opportunity, the best one on the day for Southern Virginia. Penalty there on number 15, Vasanti. Jackson Gords takes this free kick. He'll turn, buy him some time, as the Knights try to develop some momentum off of that great chance for Ben Simister, their top goal scorer, 9 goals on the year. And this only being the 9th match that he has appeared in. That'll be a penalty on, I think, Simister or Gavin Young, one of the two, but a free kick for NC Wesleyan. Bastien Deschamps leaves it off for Hartkamper. Stolen by the Knights. It's Ben Simister. Gets one bounce. Flag stays down. Heads it into the right side of the goal for Ben Simister. Looked like a broken play, but aloft up high by Jackson Gorange. And a huge one-hopper right to Ben Simister makes it 3-1 in favor of NC Wesleyan. And you can see the keeper, Fadina, was quite upset with himself, as it looked like he couldn't really make the decision to should I stay or should I go. And he was way too far outside the goal line to make a stop on that one. But Ben Simister adds to his monster streak of goals, his 10th goal on the year. As with now 20 minutes remaining, the Knights only trail by 2, 3-1 the deficit. As they'll try and build on that momentum. Lots of Knights forward. The only man staying back for them is Luke Hemingway, white on the Knight logo. Into the box it goes. Tanner Gonder looking for it. Fadina's going to have to come out and grab it and slow things down for the Battling Bishops. Again, lots of wind blowing here in the second half. Of course, the player's not too affected, but one of the teams will be playing into a bit of a headwind. Earlier in the women's game, it was a headwind for the Lady Knights in the second half, although they did come up with a victory against Brevard, 1-0. The Knights men's soccer team trying to make a comeback here and earn a victory of their own against, right now, the #1 seed in the conference. Obviously only 2 games gone, but NC Wesleyan is 2-0 in conference play coming into this one. That one's going to deflect out of bounds. Zach Bartholomew, who's back in the game. Also Aaron Arenas coming in for Tanner Gonder. Coach Pemberton trying to get some fresh legs out there for the Knights. Good volley from Jackson Gorans. He'll find Dallin Miller. Circle back towards the middle of the field, then opt for Lee. He's going to send it on the turf towards the goal. Bounces off the hands of Rafael Fadina, and he'll slow things down and ask his defenders to go a little bit upfield to where he can boot it off. Lots of contact. That was Jacob Lee going down. A penalty called on NC Wesleyan, and then Leluan kicked it back towards the Knights' goal, even though a penalty had been called on the Bishops. As it's going to look like he He said he didn't realize it was possession for the Knights. And he also got shoved down in the process. But no penalties called there. As Victory sends it into the box, Simister was waiting for it. Now Jacob Lee back on it. Looking for some space to let it go. Now it's Bartholomew. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds and crosses it towards the goal, but he was out before he got a foot to it. And a goal kick for NZ Wesleyan. Hardcamper's going to get it back from Deschamps. Down the line it goes for Osei Darko, who has been a thorn in the side in this second half with 2 goals, lots of speed. Trying to take Luke Hemingway one-on-one. Tries to go through the legs, but a good defensive play by Hemingway. And that'll bounce off him last, out of bounds, a throw-in for the Bishops. And you can see there that Hemingway really has his hands full with Osei Darko. Really big body in the middle of the box there. That he's doing his best to box out. Hemingway, a pretty big guy himself, but that just shows how strong and tall Darko is right now. This is Morongo. Give and go with the Luarn. He'll lose it though. And it deflects back towards Hartcamper. Crowd urging for the Knights to keep pressing and get another attack offensively going. Really nice move to get around Callum Ewell. They'll send a cross into the box. It goes. A good play by Bartholomew to get it loose. Good pass again. Onside it says. And that'll deflect into the middle of the field where Jacob Lee, not sure where he was going with that. It goes behind him. And it's forced out by Deschamps as Bartholomew cannot get a boot to it. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the second half of play of this one. Bishops lead 3-1. But the Knights were the last ones to get on the board to cut the deficit to 2. Here's Gavin Young cutting back to the middle. 1-on-3, but he's going to take him himself. He's got numbers back down on the near side. It's Aaron Arenas now. And he tried to lead Gavin Young, but it hit the foot of Hartcamper, and back the other way we go. Luke Hemingway stepping up from his defensive position. A big body check there by Osei Darko. Hemingway didn't like that. Looks like that might be a booking as Darko really didn't seem to make a play on the ball. But the ref will start play as physicality is really ramping up right now. But 40 yards outside the cage of Fadina, here goes Jackson Gorns. Lofted inside, contact from Callum Ewell, but it bounces back out for Deschamps. Things start to settle down a little bit. Brandon Victory and Traden Stringham play catch until Stringham boots it right to a defender. But fortunately, Hemingway there to clean it up nicely. And Aaron Arenas will force that one out of bounds. He wants to go quick, but he'll just toss it and leave it back for Bartholomew. Dallin Miller with space, leading it for Gavin Young. It's Ben Simister trying to make a play. He's the lone goal scorer on the day for Southern Virginia. Still with it. Now Dallin Miller will reset for Gorns and then Callum Ewell. And since those 2 goals, the Knights have been able to register 6 more shots on Rafael Fedina. 5 of those being on goal, including the one by Benjamin Simister that made it past Fedina. So after some breakdowns defensively from the Knights, they've really been able to control play here in the second half of the latter part of the second half. Dallin Miller making a run on the near side. He'll pull up. Challenged by 2 defenders. Then he'll send it to the middle. Jackson Gorins for Jacob Lee. He'll take a crack at the goal just over the crossbar. And Jacob Lee, another guy you really want to have the ball. You've seen him let loose from about 15 yards out a few times this year, and typically have resulted in really good opportunities to score. That one just a couple feet over the crossbar and a goal kick for Fedina. Brandon Victory got under that one, but Bishop still in control. Looking to counter after the goal from Simister. Near side it goes for Deschamps, but too far in front of him, a throw in for Southern Virginia. Tough throw in by Bartholomew as it goes right to Carson Evans, and Bishop's back on the attack. Leluarn lofting it in, looking for Darko. Too far for him though, despite the great height advantage he has over some of the defenders of Southern Virginia. He couldn't get to that one in time, and a goal kick for Stringham. Stringham finds Callum Mule. He'll nicely settle that one and lead the attack for Southern Virginia. Aaron Arenas going after it. Keeper Fedina all the way out. Dallin Miller going to take a crack at it, but it's too low. Can't get there in time, as he did not get underneath that as much as he might have wanted to. Simister, good play to steal it back for the Knights. He takes a check to the shoulder. Play on, says the ref. And Jackson Gorins will try to avoid Osei Darko. A push from behind on Arenas, and a goal kick just about 25 yards out from the cage for the Knights. As this will be a great opportunity for Southern Virginia to get within 1, as they have quite a bit of momentum offensively right now after that Simister goal. Couple of defenders from NC Wesleyan trying to ice Gorins and Callum Mule, but they'll make their way back about 10 yards and set up a 3-man wall, 4-man wall that is. Got Fedina directing traffic. Aaron Arenas and Bartholomew on the near side. Callum Mule goes for a goal to the right post. Out of bounds, a goal kick, as Jacob Lee grabs that and tries to speed things along for Rafael Fedina. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the second half. Brandon Victory gets under that one. Ben Simister looking for some space. Looking for a through ball for Jacob Lee, but Gavin Young is on it now. Tries to get through 2 defenders. He does. He's loose in the box. Taken down, though, no call. And the Bishops are able to escape harm's way for the moment, but it does go out of bounds, and the possession towards Southern Virginia. It looks like that's a man down for NC Wesleyan, and meanwhile, the Knights are going to make a substitution. That's Tanner Gonder coming in for Aaron Arenas, I think. So a good protective 10 or 15 minutes in the second half for Arenas, supplying some energy off the bench for Pemberton's squad. And head athletic trainer Chad Mahaffey's coming out to take a look. And I think that's Leo Leluan rather. And while he gets checked out, the Knights Athletic Department wants to thank the following sponsors for their continued support of Knights Athletics: Cornerstone Bank, Mill Creek Orthodontics, River Crossing Apartments, Straws Drinks and Eats, also Grace Automotive, where SVU students and staff can receive 10% off their vehicle maintenance needs. Also Papa John's Pizza, locally owned and operated, Vinyl Cuts, The Beeve, Katana Sushi, and Hibachi Express. And if you would like to partner with Knights Athletics to promote your business to the Knight Nation, please contact Brett Schroeder at 801-633-1894. That's 801-633-1894. And as we get back to action here, that small injury from Leluarn, but it looks like he's back up under his own power on the Bishop's bench, fortunately. Gave both teams a little bit of a breather after a really exciting 10 minutes of action there after the Benjamin Simister goal. That's Simister's 10th goal on the year as he continues his tear through the Knights' schedule. His 10th goal and only 9th appearance on the year. Zach Bartholomew is going to get this thrown and bring it back down towards the official. Good job by Jackson Gorns to cross that in towards the box. It's going to be on goal almost. Might have gone a little bit wide of the left post, but nonetheless important for Fedin to come out and grab it and retake possession for NC Wesleyan. So a game that seemed like it might have been out of reach midway through the second half has become very much a contest again as the Knights only trail 3-1, but have loads of momentum coming their way as Dallin Miller able to make his way around number 9, that is Tiago Filaire. Filaire, the sophomore from Devoto, Florida. Callum Mule gets around 2 Bishop defenders. Carson Evans takes a whack at it, but goes right to Tanner Gonder. He'll lose it, as he did have, I think that was Jackson Gorns and Gavin Young streaking down the side. So missed opportunity there. And here's Deschamps here on the near side. He's got Darko on the far side. He'll pull up and strike it off the back of Hemingway up in the air. Victory able to get under it, and Jacob Lee will clear. So really the first dangerous attack posed by the Bishop's offense since that second goal by Darko. And they're going to slow things down. Just over 7 minutes remaining in this one. Knights going to have to develop another attack quickly if they are to come back in this one. Still lots of wind here at Knights Stadium. A beautiful evening for NCAA Men's Division III soccer. Again, both these teams early in conference play hold the 1 and 2 positions. NC Wesleyan 2-0 in conference play so far. The Knights 1-0-1. Those 2 games obviously a part of this 10-game undefeated streak. Longest in the Peyton-Pemberton area and longest in the NCAA area for this men's Southern Virginia program. They're trying to get back in it now. Jacob Lee looking for some space. He'll cut back towards the middle, taken down, and a penalty called on Carson Evans, who can't believe it, but it will be called, and a free kick for Jacob Lee and the Knights about 20 yards outside the cage of Rafael Farina. So second big free kick in the past few minutes for the Knights. They're going to need to convert on this one, it would seem, have a shot to tie it as they still trail by 2 goals. Callum Ewell and Jackson Gordon's lining up again for this one. Ewell into the wall, rejected. Now it's been Sinister, again rejected by Filaire. Way back, Jackson Gordon is going to have to win a race to Filaire. He'll make a nice turn around him and try and head back towards the Bishop's territory. Knights had just about every player other than keeper Trayden Stringham forward for that penalty kick, or that free kick rather. And so it almost created a dangerous opportunity for top goal getter Thiago Filaire. But Jackson Gordon's won a race, and there's a penalty on Darko that time. Brandon Victory back in control. Now it's Trayden Stringham, the keeper. 4.5 minutes remaining. Luke Hemingway, they're going to have to start moving it quickly towards the Bishop's goal, and Hemingway does that, looking for Tanner Gonder. Flag goes in favor of the Knights. Bartholomew looking towards the middle for Gorange. Almost getting to it first is Cordon. That would have been created an on-man rush for him and Darko, but fortunately for the Knights, it's back with Luke Hemingway. Tanner Gonder gives chase on the near side. He'll pull up. Turn it back a little bit. In pursuit is Filaire. He's able to steer it from Jacob Lee. Well, it does go out of bounds. That'll waste a little bit more time for NC Wesleyan to hold on to this 2-goal lead. That's Cordon going off. Can't quite make out who is coming in for NC Wesleyan. Looks like it might be number 22, Finley Evans, who I believe started this game for the Bishops. Fadina again going to take his time with over 3 minutes remaining. Not in any rush to get this goal kick off. As they're waiting for number 5, Tommaso Ilario, to make his way back to the bench. They're going to reset the clock back to 3:45 as there was almost a minute wasted just by the substitution being made. And the flag's going to go in the direction of, I think, NC Wesleyan. Yes, that's what the middle field official rules. Goes off of Darko and back in control of the Knight defenders. So if anything, the Knights trying to build some momentum against a really solid NC Wesleyan team that won the regular season championship in the USA South last year. Of course, they did not go on to win the tournament title, as this one's cleared in. Gavin Young looking for it. It's cleared out at the last second by Rangoni. And they're going to rule that a free kick for NC Wesleyan. Just 2:45 remaining. Padina will boot that one towards Darko on the Knights side of the field. Bartholomew looks to take this one, but it'll roll just out of bounds. And Visanti will throw this in for the Bishops. Leluar, nice move to get around Victory. They're looking for Darko, maybe the hat trick. Filaire gets a crack at that one at the top of the box, but it goes wide right of the post. Out of bounds, and Stringham motioning his guys to move forward as they'll get Luke Hemingway to boot this thing back towards the Bishop's territory. Good battle by Dallin Miller to win that ball, but it gets stolen as Ben Simister was looking for a lead through. This is Finley Evans to the sideline for Madongo. Good play by Callum Mule. He's done a really solid job coming in the second half for the Knights. Jackson Gorge with space. Looking for Callum Mule. It doesn't get there clean, but it does get there. Into the middle we go. Bartholomew now. Jacob Lee clearing it towards Gavin Young. Coming to punch it out is Farina. Callum Mule wanted to crack at that volley, but he can't get to it in time. And back the other way we go with Bastien Deschamps. 1 minute to go in the second half of play. Goes out of bounds. A throw-in for Southern Virginia. And there's going to be a booking towards Brandon Victor. A yellow is assessed to him on that play out of bounds. And Callum Mule looking to throw it in, but refs are going to discuss that one in it. I think it was made after the play, so there will still be a throw-in for Callum Mule and the Knights. The clock is stopped. Just under a minute remaining. As NC Wesleyan just going to send people back. Only man up front is Osei Darko. Darko can't get to that one. Now Luke Hemingway. He'll loft it, looking for Gavin Run, making a run. The flag stays down, tries to chip it over. Farina outside his box. And the Knights are going to try and chip it back towards the goal. But Farina is able to get back there in time. A penalty made on Zach Bartholomew. And a free kick for NC Wesleyan, which very well might all but do it. As Southern Virginia's comeback attempt will look to fall short with just 10 seconds remaining in this one. Vasante looks like he might get the last crack at it. As Jacob Lee able to steal it back. And this will end with Finley Evans booting that back towards Callum Mule, who can't get a grip on it. And this will end in a 3-1 victory for the North Carolina Wesleyan battling Bishops, who jumped out to a 3-0 lead early in the second half before a wonderful comeback attempt and lots of sustained offensive pressure by Southern Virginia to end the second half, but they will fall short. Ben Simister getting the goal on the day for Southern Virginia. And with that, the Knights will fall to 1-1 in conference play, and NC Wesleyan will move to 3-0 to remain in first place in the conference standings. And with this game, the Knights will look forward to next Saturday, so a nice week-long break before their next matchup. Again, another USA South Conference opponent, Methodist, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where the Knights will look to get back on track, get healthy, and get energized for the final drive towards the conference tournament. But as always, please like, subscribe, leave a comment with how we're doing on Knights Broadcasting and how we can improve. We hope you enjoyed this edition of NCAA Men's Division III Soccer, resulting in a 3-1 victory for NC Wesleyan. We hope you all have a pleasant evening and have a wonderful week.